Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility. Terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Yep, we're teamed up again with the Washington State Council of Firefighters and Operation Warm. We got to put new coats on kids that need them. As you know, it's getting colder out there, getting wetter. We had a nice week last week, but now we're getting back to the cold and wet.
Back to the crap.
Yep. And so $20 is all it takes to put a brand new coat on the over 1,700 kids here in the Pacific Northwest that need these coats.
And shout out to guys like Christopher Owens and Brent Young, both of them donating enough to put a coat on a kid, which is awesome. Derek Byram, over $100 donated.
Nice.
That's pretty badass. And also Ryan Jorgensen as well, $100 donated to Coach for Kids.
Thank you, Ryan.
Rockaholic stepping up huge.
Big time, man. And all it takes is $20. But look, if you don't have the full 20, we get it, man. But, every little bit counts. I mean, if everybody just gave $1, how cool would that be? All of the Rockaholics, we'd have more than enough money. So we want to get 1,700 coats, about 1,750. Want to get that done. And don't forget, this week, this Thursday, it's the big one. Coats for Kids Day. Crazy crap is going down. You'll see me in my underwear. I'll be singing with food in my mouth. What's Vicky doing?
We haven't figured that out yet. Maybe she's just going to take a good old pie to the face. We haven't figured that one out yet. Rev might shave his beard.
Woo! And what are you going to do?
I'm getting bullied, and you guys are going to give me a toilet bowl swirly.
Oh, right, yeah.
But this is all for X amount of dollars a raise. We're going to do these Jackass-inspired stunts because we're going head-to-head with the men's room. They crushed us the last time.
Yeah, they did.
So we need to step it up and raise a lot of money, A, for our ego, but more importantly, for the children.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, the children. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Wait, the ego comes in second. Coach for Kids Day presented by the Advocates. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's this Thursday. And if you want to make a donation then or now, however you do it, man, go to KISW.com.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to be Migs, and it's time to turn down for tequila.
Charge out for what?
Oh, yeah.
Tequila.
Well, after that amazing Sounders match, yeah.
Right? How many people have hangovers today?
I got a good night's rest. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, did you really?
Because Steve fell asleep, unfortunately, before that incredible second half.
Oh, yeah. Me too as well. I woke up this morning being like, well, because I went to bed at halftime. So they were down 1-0. And I was like, okay, there's nothing going to be happening. Oh, I'll just see how sad Danny's going to be in the morning. Wake up and I see that. And the first thing I sent to Danny was like, so how hungover are you going to be today? And he It doesn't
I
have to
couldn't
worry
do it
about
to Danny. I knew, I couldn't watch part of the game, and I was like, "Oh man, we're down." And we're down 1-0, and then Ruidez's goal gets taken back, which was obvious. But then I thought, "Oh, I don't know, this doesn't look good for us." And then when Minnesota scored that second goal, and they've been known for getting 3 goals in games lately, I just thought, "Oh wow, Minnesota has got the magic. That really sucks." And then as the game was going on and on and on, I'm like, "Well, I don't know this. I don't know it well enough. I don't know if there could be a comeback in this short amount of time." Turns out I was right.
And after this weekend, like in the normal Washington sports and how bad everyone else did, I think this was needed for everybody.
Yeah, I'm just guessing. And one of the best games in MLS history. I mean, the excitement of that comeback, in such a big game.
No, I saw a lot of people posting it was the greatest comeback in MLS history.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm glad I stayed with it because I was like you guys. I was like, oh, I'm going to go. It's 2-0.
Wait, no. In all fairness, I did not intentionally fall asleep. I just fell asleep during halftime and never woke back up. And by the time I woke back up, it was already done. And I think we need to refer to them as the Sounders now refer to their team. I don't know if you saw it on their Twitter, but they refer to them now as the Seattle frickin' Sounders. Which I thought was pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
I love that. Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Cody in Maple Valley. Cody, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Cody will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Cody, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Slipknot frontman Corey Taylor's other project, Stone Sour, formed in what early 90s year?
92.
Yes. What state had the most tornadoes in 2020?
Texas.
No.
Tennessee.
No.
Oklahoma.
No. What movie's first batch of soap is made from the fat from liposuction clinics?
Ooh. Can you repeat the question?
What movie's first batch of soap is made from the fat of from liposuction clinics?
Pass.
The 4 colors of the original Trouble board game are red, blue, green, and what?
Yellow.
Yes. Which team originally drafted Phillip Rivers only to trade him to San Diego?
Chargers.
No.
Las Vegas.
No.
Pass.
From what musical does the song Beauty School Dropout come from?
Pass.
Dominic Monaghan played Charlie in what ABC mid-2000s show?
How old are you, Cody?
I'm 31.
That's the problem.
A little bit too old for him
Not
on
his
those.
wheelhouse,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, Cody,
Sorry, Cody.
you dropped a deuce.
Yeah, you did.
Shout out to Lake Ridge.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll have to see how this works out now. But I don't think this is going to be that comeback that the Sounders did.
Yeah, I mean, as this game was going on, I was like, it doesn't feel like Cody is he's just aware of any of this because he wasn't really he wasn't around for it.
You know what? It's a Tuesday morning. Maybe he hasn't had his coffee.
No,
maybe
31 years old.
It just didn't work out for him outside his wheelhouse.
The deep cut question you asked with one of, I love that deep cut question, but I don't think
really?
I don't think 31 he's going to know that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I really don't.
Because I hate being old when I'm like, I knew this right away.
I know how old that situation is.
Yeah.
And he was 11.
Well, let's see if Steve's old enough for these questions.
Oh boy.
Steve, are you ready? Slipknot frontman Corey Taylor's other project, Stone Sour, formed in what early 90s year?
91.
No.
92.
Yes. What state had the most tornadoes in 2020?
Oh, crap. I'm going to go Texas.
No.
Oklahoma.
No.
Tornadoes. Arkansas.
No. What movie's first batch of soap is...
Missouri.
No.
Oh.
What movie's first batch of soap is made out of the fat from liposuction clinics?
Fight Club.
Yes. The 4 colors of the original Trouble board game are red, blue, green, and what?
Yellow.
Yes. Which team originally drafted Phillip Rivers only to trade him to San
New York
Diego?
Football Giants?
Yes.
Yep.
From what musical does the song Beauty School Dropout come from?
Grease.
Yes. Dominic Monaghan played Charlie in what ABC mid-2000s show?
Charlie and the Choo Choo Factory?
No.
Oh, crap. Family Ties.
No.
Middle of the Family.
No.
Wow.
Who was the lead singer of The Doors?
Jim Morrison.
Yes. Who played Eminem's character's mom in 8 Mile?
Oh, crap. What's her name? Kim Basinger.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct.
Rev, you know what? He knows who this character is. He doesn't name the note. He doesn't know the name Charlie.
Yes.
Steve, what show did Dominic Monaghan play a rock star?
There you go.
That's why the name sounded so familiar. Lost is the greatest show.
Well, and the Charlie
No,
death
you're right.
scene was probably one of the most tragic scenes in the history of that show. That was so sad.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Very memorable. And Steve, congrats though. You win 7-2.
Sorry about that.
Do you remember the name of Charlie's band?
Yeah.
Drive Shaft.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember there was a shaft in the name.
I would have lost that name. I would have lost that game. Drive Shaft. That's right. That's when Lost was good.
Up until season 3, I loved it. And then season 3 happened and weird polar bear food and all that stuff and the cages, and I was done.
Yeah, well, you'll have that.
The only one you didn't get that you got to, Steve, the state that had the most tornadoes in 2020. Here's a clue.
Okay.
BJ, you once lived in this state.
Oh, I did.
You did.
I'm going to say Florida.
Correct.
I was going to say
Florida
Florida,
has
and
a
I
lot
thought
of
hurricanes.
Florida has a
Yeah.
lot of tornadoes.
Yes, that panhandle.
Oh, the Panhandle. Good call. I forgot. I keep forgetting about the Panhandle.
Yeah, they've had a lot of tornadoes this year.
Damn, that's really wild because I would have thrown, I'm thinking of Dorothy in Kansas. I thought that was the answer just because the Wizard of Oz,
See,
that's the biggest tornado there was.
Yeah, see, Kansas is trying to fool you there with that one.
I think it was a tornado. Maybe it wasn't even, was it a tornado for
It was
her?
a tornado.
I wasn't sure if maybe it was a cyclone or a tornado.
No, I'm pretty sure they said tornado.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well,
All right.
congratulations, Steve. You won with 7 correct.
Hey, good job, Stevie.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. No problem.
Hey, I'm looking at Chris Egan, from King 5.
I know that guy.
Puyallups' finest outside of myself. But he was up on his Twitter saying, I've been covering sports for the last 20 years here in Seattle. I grew up here, and that Sounders win has to be one of the greatest comebacks in Seattle sports history. And then he put up a good poll, and I thought this was kind of interesting to see what you guys think. He wanted to know what you guys think is the best Seattle sports comeback, the Sounders versus Minnesota from last night, Seahawks versus the Packers, or the Mariners versus the Yankees.
Yeah. Oh,
I got to go
boy.
Seahawks Packers. I'm clicking on that one.
Yeah. Only because of the fact that we went to the Super Bowl. Had the Mariners gone to the World Series, I think that would have been an amazing. I mean, it's a great comeback, but I think had they gone to the World Series, it would rank higher. But the Seahawks ended up going to the Super Bowl, so that's why that comeback was so amazing. That's the only reason I put it higher. Steve, I don't know enough about soccer because I feel like if what I saw happened in a sport I was familiar with, I would know how amazing it is. I know it's amazing, but I have a feeling that it is ridiculously amazing what they did last
I think
night.
if you're a soccer fan, this is on par for what football fans would feel was that the Seahawks Packers game, because that was just improbable. It shouldn't have happened. And then with an onside kick at the end, no different than I think they're very similar depending on which sport you're more passionate about.
Yeah, I'm just, thinking of, I feel like what the Sounders did, though, was insane. Because I don't know the sport well enough, that it might actually be considered the greatest comeback just because it's tough for me to say because I don't know soccer that well, but I can't disagree with you. They're at least even.
I'm going to go MLS just because I wasn't here for the other things, so I wasn't able to watch it.
I'm changing mine.
Yeah.
I got to go back and change it now.
Well, no, I'm just in at that point. It's like for me, and because I am such a big soccer fan, it was one of those. I will say that I didn't lose hope last night until like that second goal, because I was watching the game and I thought the Sounders were playing better than Minnesota just in terms of possession and stuff like that, but then we just could not get any scores in. And at that point, we're not playing better. And so when that second goal came out, I was like, we're done. And then that last 10 minutes, it was just like pure adrenaline for me. That's why it has to be.
I was thinking of last year, Danny, last year's final where, I forget, who did we play last year?
Toronto.
Yes, Toronto.
They play Toronto every year, it feels like.
Toronto looked like they outplayed us that entire final, but they couldn't get the ball in the net. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh my God, are we Toronto this year? And Minnesota's just going to, we're going to look like we're dominating the game, but we can't get the ball in the net. I mean, that's what I thought of. But again, I'm not, Steve, when I watch like a game of hockey or a game of basketball and you got 15 minutes left and you're only 2 scores down, I feel like that's a lot of time. But in soccer, I feel like that's no time. And that's why I don't know. But you're right. I mean, look, that Seahawks game was epic. This game was epic. I'm going to put them on par as the same because I just don't know enough about soccer. But it was pretty incredible.
Based on the votes that he's gotten so far right now, leading the pack is, no pun intended, but it's the Seahawks-Packers game.
Yeah.
48% of the people. And then after that, though, I would have thought that the Mariners would be right at the top. But it's the Sounders in Minnesota, probably fresh off of people's minds. And like you mentioned, that Mariners-Yankees game, that didn't end up leading to the Mariners going to the World Series or anything.
Yeah, and of course, the Sounders are going to the finals, and of course, the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, but still, cool poll. Good job on Chris Egan, because those are 3 memorable moments, and good job for the Sounders. They get put in the memorable moments, 2 great memorable moments. I mean, don't forget the when we beat the Niners and Richard Sherman. That's a huge moment.
That was one of the great. That's still, to me, the greatest moment I've ever experienced at a live sporting event. And I was at both the Packers Seahawks one and the 49ers Seahawks one. But
damn,
there'll never be a greater moment than that 49ers game. Just because it ended up leading right to the Super Bowl, the one that they won. But that moment, I remember I almost threw my wife off into the row in front of us because I grabbed her and I just put her in the air like as if like
you lifted her like the Stanley Cup or something.
Like, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Alrighty, that's.
But on the flip side, I dove into a group of people in the 300 section when the Seahawks beat the Packers, and rumor has I might have like broken somebody's rib. He said he bruised it bad or he broke it.
Oh no!
He's like, yeah, when you dove into me, I was like, I didn't mean it, man. He's like, oh no, I'm not mad at you. I would have done the same thing.
I need to make a note to myself not to go to sporting events with you.
Yeah, like drinking and sporting events. Steve seems to be a little destructive.
I was sober. That's the scary part.
No, I know. Yeah, that would have been bad then. If this, so then I don't want to see you drinking at a sporting event.
I probably would have burned the stadium down.
Yeah, we don't. Oh, there you go. Just what I want to see at a sporting event. Hey, there's a guy who's known as Bud Light Mike, and he was just arrested. He was arrested for stealing beer, and well, you'll never guess what kind of beer Bud Light Mike stole.
Of course.
I'll tell you at 7:17.
Heineken.
No, you keep guessing, buddy.
Stella Artois.
That's it.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a 51-year-old guy. His name is Michael. He's from Florida, but he's got a nickname, Bud Light Mike.
Nice.
Not a bad nickname.
At least you know what he's all about.
Yeah, here's the problem, though. Bud Light Mike has been arrested twice for carrying open containers of Bud Light. He's also been arrested twice for stealing cases of Bud Light from stores. Now, look, open containers of Bud Light, look, if you're in a place where they allow it, I got no problem with that. I mean, you just have to be smart enough to know, look, you go to Vegas, go somewhere where they let you walk around with a can of
New Orleans.
Wherever you got to go. Yeah, but don't be a moron.
Your own backyard.
But now stealing cases of Bud Light from stores, look, Bud Light Mike, look, man, you can't do that. You got the nickname. You got to be, you know what I mean? You got to be above boards here, brother.
Maybe he's just upset that he has the nickname and Bud Light's done nothing to reward him with that nickname.
Yeah, he was once arrested for skipping out on a bar tab where he drank Bud Light. So maybe you're right. Maybe Steve, he's like, look, Bud Light, you got to help my brother out. So if you're not going to, I'm going to steal it then. I'm going to get my free Bud Light somehow.
I kind of wish he was more of a fan of like Bush Ice.
Yeah.
That'd be a way cooler nickname. Bush Ice Mike.
And he was true to form on Saturday because, yes, again, he was caught stealing a 24-pack of Bud Light from a grocery store. Bud Light Mike, everybody. They found him nearby along with 21 of the 24 cans and arrested him. So Bud Light Mike definitely likes his Bud Light.
I'm looking at his arrest report and for carrying the open container, you know where he was. One time he was on the beach and the other time at a bus stop.
You know, Bud Light Mike, that picture of him does not look good. He doesn't look like a happy guy.
He looks like he had one too many Bud Lights.
See, I would think with a nickname, you'd be a happier guy. You know, but it's Bud Light Mike. You know what I mean? It just feels like you'd be a nickname guy as opposed to he looks like he's ready to be, Gary Ridgway's apprentice.
He does have the serial killer eyes, man.
Yeah, I don't like Bud Light Mike's picture. Sorry.
No?
Yeah. He's but it's pretty wide. I mean, this is your nickname.
If you're Bud Light, do you even entertain the idea?
No.
There's nothing you can do with this guy.
No,
but he's Bud Light Mike, and everyone's talking about Bud Lights.
Yeah, I know. Unless there's a charity that they could donate for prison or something. I mean, the guy's picture looks bad. Everything he's done is bad.
Yeah.
There's no way to get behind this guy. He's just not very likable, even though he's got a great nickname, Bud Light Mike.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
So it's Florida. That's a shocker, I know, to hear a story about a guy named Bud Light Mike who's stealing Bud Light. So based on this, look, you know what we think about this. It's pretty dumb. So we want to know, Based on this, what dumb thing are you known for? He's known for, he's Bud Light Mike, known for stealing Bud Light. Pretty dumb. How about you? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What dumb thing are you known for? Your calls, your texts, after Audio Slave.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. So there's a dude in Florida. He's known as Bud Light Mike. And Bud Light Mike has been arrested several times, actually on Bud Light-related charges, stealing Bud Light, running out not paying tabs, and all he drank was Bud Light. He's just a Bud Light fan doing bad light things.
A quick update on him, though. The time that he walked out on a tab drinking nothing but Bud Lights, he did have something that was not Bud Light. He had a shot of Captain Morgan's.
Oh, wait a minute. That's what did it. What did it. Yeah, he cheated on the Bud.
That guy.
Yeah. So this is pretty dumb.
I was hoping he was going to be wearing a Bud Light T-shirt in his picture. If you're Bud Light Mike, I feel like that's the only thing you should be wearing.
I feel like you're right. Or
a Bud Light hat.
Even a homebrew where it would say Bud Light then Mike under. You know what I'm saying? Get an Etsy'd up or something.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, it's dumb. It's a dumb thing to be known for. How about you? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What dumb thing are you known for? Let's go to Annette in Burien. Annette, you are on the Rock.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, Annette. Welcome to the show. So what dumb thing are you known for?
Well, back in 93, I got my own landline. I moved out, and I had to choose a phone number that was easy for people to remember, and it ends in 9265, which spells WANK.
Oh,
everybody started calling me Wanker. Hey, nice. Wank, what's up? And I'm like, oh my God.
All the British people had no problem remembering your number.
And I still have this number to this day. It's been almost 30 years, so.
Damn. Look at you wanking for 30 years.
I'm the wanker, yeah. All right. That's my dumb thing.
That's the thing. A lot of times you are like, this is so stupid. I know it. I was like, I didn't ask to be known as this.
Right. Like this one guy, he says, I'm known as Poop Butt Polly. For that very reason.
No. Poop Butt Polly.
I poop my pants often as a child. I'm 50 and I still get called that by my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd stop inviting my sister over. I'm like, I'm 50. Can we stop with the poop up, Polly?
Yeah, when is there, that's the problem with going back to reunions or, or anything like that with the high school reunions or friends, because that's all they remember you for. And like 30, 40 years has passed in some cases. Mm-hmm. And you're like, really? Is that why you think that's my life? I've been pooped by Polly. Nothing else has happened.
That's got to be stress on him whenever they're like out drinking or camping or something like that. In the back of your mind, like no matter how much fun this is, at some point my sister's going to bring up that I poop my pants a lot.
Now, I have a question for all you guys. I'm going to take Daniel first because somebody on this show feels they're known for something stupid, but you guys don't know what this person says, so I want to see if you guys, I want to have to see if you can guess what it is.
All right.
Let's go to Daniel and Yelm first, though. Daniel, how about you, sir? What are you known for?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing today?
Good morning, Daniel. Always
Good morning, BJ.
Good morning, Bob Rivers. I hope the honey's flowing, and I hope the maple syrup's flowing, whatever you're flowing out
When
there.
the
in
honey's
Vermont.
flowing, he sounds more like this.
Good morning, BJ.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The syrup is dripping right out of that tree, Bob. Okay, anyway, yes.
So I am known for setting the kitchen on fire.
Oh, hey!
Was this as an adult or as like a teen?
No, this was as an adult. It was in my mid-20s. I was trying to be economical and reuse some of that scented candle wax that always collects at the bottom of those jars.
Oh, right.
So I had, melted it out and put it in a metal dog dish and just put it on the stovetop over a low flame, and it would, kind of billow out a little bit and make the house smell really nice. So I did that one afternoon. I was getting ready to go to my night class because I was training to be a truck driver at the time. And I went to go shave, and I came back, and the kitchen was all full of smoke, and the cabinet was on fire. The stove was on fire. Right. So I ran and grabbed the fire extinguisher and blew it out. And needless to say, my mom was not very happy with me, and all the family now knows to be very wary of me whenever I'm around fire.
Yeah, I think
it keeps you out of the kitchen.
Yeah, it surely does. I feel like that's whatever nickname or whatever name, whenever you're known, I think that's worthy. You almost burn the kitchen down. I feel like it's one thing when you poop your pants. I mean, look, that can happen to anybody.
Anybody.
But
it happened to one of us this morning.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, but I mean, when you go, hey, I'm going to homebrew a candle inside of a metal dog dish and throw it on the stove. I mean, all those three things, I would, at some point I go, yeah, maybe this isn't a good idea.
All right. Now I'm my brain's spinning on what you teased us with.
So Vicky believes that she is known for something stupid, and I'm wondering if what we think Vicky's known for.
Big purse Vicky.
Ooh, you are right, sir.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Damn, I was figuring can't drive Vicky.
Yeah.
Can't drive Vicky.
Get lost, Vicky.
Can't find places, Vicky. But big purse Vicky, of course. Yeah. She's got everything in her purse. Whatever you need, it's in there.
Oh, I've got a nickname for Vicky, but it's my own nickname that she's known for.
With that, we can't say on the radio.
Oh, this one we can.
Okay.
This one she doesn't know. It's a nickname that I've never given her. It's only in my head, and that's contradictory Vicky. Because I mean, every time I talk with Vicky, it seems like she's like, yeah, no, that's wrong.
Vicky the Contrarian.
I don't do that.
Yeah, Vicky the Contrarian. And you know what? I might spell that differently someday, depending on how mad I am.
Spell check's a bitch sometimes.
Yeah, it really, really is.
I feel like I'm known for a lot of dumb things. I feel like you're all right except BJ.
Oh, here we go. I love it. Hey, I see what you did there.
It is
Very
funny
nice.
that sometimes you'll say something, and I'm certain she's just going to agree with you, and then something comes out of her mouth, and I'm like, where did that even come from? Like at the end of the conversation, ends up that she is agreeing with you, but it took a really long road to get there.
I think it pains Vicky to agree with anything that I say, and she needs to at least disagree.
Just to get it in there.
Just to get it in there. Either she'll disagree fully or she'll disagree then agree.
I feel like I already feel like an old lady between the crocheting and having everything in my purse and being kind of like a mom. So I feel like if I agree with you, I'm just going to solidify the fact that I'm an old lady.
Yeah. Well, I can understand. Yeah, you are the oldest young person I have ever met in my life. And I've met a lot of people I thought, you know what, you're wise beyond your years. But Vicky is like rocking chair. I mean, it's nuts. And the bag is a proof of it. Because you've got the bag that every diaper bag mom has.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really, it is.
Yeah. Her bag is smaller than my wife's diaper bag.
I have... I've had to pull out, I have sewing stuff in my bag because I had to sew BJ's headphone bag once. Yeah. And I was able to do it here in studio.
It's insane. I mean, it really is. It's like, for us Doctor Who fans, it's like her bag is a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside because she's got everything in there. It's nuts.
Dude, I like this one because I'm somewhat responsible for this person's nickname. He says, back when I was 18, I got the nickname Brick Boy for letting Steve and his old show, the Andy Savage Show, drop bricks on my boys for WrestleMania tickets.
Oh, wow.
That
happened?
I still get called it by my friends today.
Somebody came in for concert tickets.
Yes.
I mean, look, I know we've done stuff.
We might have done it outside. I don't know if we did it inside. I can't remember.
Like we used to have people come in and kick people in the boys.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like dropping a brick on it's worse than that.
Well, this is WrestleMania, brother. Yeah.
We were giving away Seahawks championship tickets.
Yeah, but they've gone back to the playoffs. Seahawks, the WrestleMania has not come back to Washington.
Dropping a brick on the boys.
To my favorite of all the boys related things that I ever did.
Wow.
I remember when we were giving away audio slave tickets. I think it was to the Paramount, and this was a hot ticket. Like everybody wanted to go. This is their first tour, and it was sold out immediately. So we had a big race that started like in Queen Anne and had to work its way back to the studio. And it was a handful of guys that had a race, and it was called the Stone on the Bone race. And what was a giant cinder block stone wrapped in a chain attached to their package.
Oh, like a Jim Rose situation?
Not like, kind of, sort of, yeah. I guess tied on there, then zipped up so nothing is seen.
Okay.
Except for this chain is coming out of their zipper. And they had to run while obeying all the street laws. So they stop at red lights and walk signs and all that. And they had a race from Queen Anne back to the studio. Whoever got back first won.
With the stone dangling from their boy. And they couldn't hold the stone. They had to let it dangle.
It had a dangle. So like we would check in on them and you just hear the rattling of the chain and all. It was so stupid.
That's a hell of a trip, too.
And it was quite a stretch to just give away tickets. I'm like, how can we give away tickets? Audio slave, like a stone on a wiener. Okay, we got our contest.
Can I ask you, because I would love to know, because there were three of you on that show. You may have had another couple
Jody
of helpers.
was with us at the time.
Yeah, so you, Jody, and Andy.
Yes.
Now, I know Andy pretty well. I know Jody, but I know Andy well. Andy and I used to get together and we'd fight because we're both from Massachusetts. Who came up with this idea? It was you?
Oh, it was me, yeah.
Yeah,
I just showed you how I came up with the idea.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would try and find some connection to something stupid. I'm like, Audio Slave's big song was like a stone.
No wonder he liked
What rhymes with stone? Bone. Stone on the bone.
It is amazing because Andy and I have such different philosophies. Now, of course, here's the problem. Can't do back then, you could do anything on the radio. I never liked doing stuff like that because I felt bad for the people, but still, it didn't mean we didn't do our own version of Torment, but nothing like that.
Yeah, it was like a handful of guys running around the streets of Seattle with a giant cinder block.
Now that I think about it, see, I never realized you were the mastermind behind some of the things that we did in the early days of this show when you joined it.
Yes.
Because we did some
if
stuff.
It involved hurting somebody's package. It was
I honestly did not realize that was you, but it makes sense because we didn't really do enough of that stuff before you joined. Like when I had the midday show, I don't think we did anything like that. I never made the connection that Steve is the reason people suffered.
Sorry.
All right, well, there you go. I think it's because you have such a nice disposition. You're always smiling, always happy. Like, I remember that in the early days. I would never suspect you're the guy going, so here's what we're going to do. But that's probably, you had a good yin and yang.
It was fun. I mean, it was,
it was fun. People weren't suffering.
Well, I mean, they were willing to do it. They signed a waiver.
You're absolutely right. That signed the waiver.
That was always the conversation with the boss afterwards when I get pulled in the office and like, why'd you do that? I'm like, they signed a waiver. And they're like, well, the waiver doesn't necessarily always work.
Whoops. Yeah, there is that. You know what? Sometimes I wonder why our company owns radio stations because I know how our company really likes to do things as just a business, and radio is so counterintuitive to that. I don't understand why they own radio.
Well, you have an immature guy in his 20s coming up with ideas. That's what happens.
Well, good for Andy. He let you do the heavy work, and you came up with that.
The listeners did the heavy work. I just came up with the name.
Oh, that's a good point. Hey, today is a day that for the past 40 years, many music fans will never forget. And why is that? I'll tell you. It's 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.